All right, folks, here we are, yet another illegal and unconscionable war based on lies. Based on lies. Now, the only difference this time is that the majority of us aren't buying it. We're not buying the lies. We're not believing it. We're skeptical. We're critical, and we do not want to march blindly into war anymore, which is great because that means that it only takes 50 years for Americans to learn from history, which, in the meantime, we have Operation Epstein Fury. Operation Epic Fury, in which we've managed to blow up about 200 schoolgirls. But we also took out the supreme leader of Iran, Ayatollah Khamenei. Now, this was not a good guy. We should not mourn and lament this fellow. He was a brutal autocratic, theocratic dictator in charge of a brutal autocratic, theocratic regime that suppressed democracy and suppressed its people. We should be happy that he is gone. However, we have been here before. Saddam Hussein, not a good guy. We took him out. How'd that work out? Muammar Gaddafi, not a good guy. We took him out. How did that work out? These things don't work out the way we plan them to work out, if we're planning them to work out. It's a thing called blowback. Look, I'll give you another example. Iran in the 1950s. Dwight David Eisenhower, remember, an actual competent Republican president, decided that this democratically elected leader of Iran, Mohammad Mossadegh, his goals did not align with America's goals for Iranian oil. Actually, British and America's goals for Iranian oil. So look, we got to take this guy out. So the CIA, they instigate a coup to take out Mohammad Mossadegh, but they had a plan. They actually had a plan going in that they were going to replace Mohammad Mossadegh with Shah Raza Pahlavi, their guy, who let them do whatever they want with the oil. They put in their guy, and guess what? Well, what did you have? Another brutal autocratic dictator suppressing the rights of the Iranian people. So much so, so brutal, so unpopular, that this led to the 1979 uprising in Iran, the revolution in Iran that overturned the Shah, and resulted in what? The rise of the Ayatollahs, in this case Ayatollah Khomeini, who was also a brutal theocratic dictator, and instigated a conflict between the United States and Iran that has lasted, well, here we are, right? That was the result of overthrowing a previous leader. Now here we are, we've overthrown this leader, except there doesn't seem to be a plan. But even if there were, we don't control all of the variables. So now who's going to take over for the Ayatollah Khomeini? Is it going to be somebody who is more amenable to dealing with the United States and dealing with Britain and dealing with Israel while we're bombing them? Almost certainly not. Now, the chances are pretty good that Ayatollah Khomeini had in place a order of succession, and now it's just a matter of, will Iran be able to institute that order of succession and be able to communicate that to the larger Iranian people to provide continuity to this regime? If that's the case, then it will require American and Israeli and maybe even British and other allied boots on the ground. And it doesn't look like, outside of Israel and the United States, at least the leadership of Israel and the United States, that other countries have a stomach for going into a mountainous and powerful Middle Eastern state. So that is going to require American boots on the ground. In fact, mostly American boots on the ground to take out the existing regime and replace it with another regime that is more amenable to the United States. And the history does not suggest that this works out well. Thousands of Americans will die. Potentially millions of Iranians will die. Who knows how many Israelis and other people in the region, other nations in the region that will be hit, and how many of those people will die. The result will be economic instability as the Strait of Hormuz is choked off, restricting oil flow to the rest of the world. About 1/3 of the world's oil goes through the Strait of Hormuz. Not to mention all of the finances that are centered in places like the United Arab Emirates. Saudi Arabia. This is an ill thought out, not just an illegal and immoral war, but an ill thought out, poorly constructed war that I don't see ending well. Hopefully I'm wrong.